Hi everyone. As always, I hope that you are safe and well, and that you and your families are continuing to stay strong and support each other during these still uncertain times. We have all traveled long and difficult paths over the past 2 months, but over the past few days, we've reached a somewhat new point in the battle against COVID-19, and a welcome discussion is starting on beginning a transition towards the resumption of on-campus activities. This will not be an easy transition, and it will help so that you continue to be patient as we move forward. It is important to remember that the province of Ontario has continued to see hundreds of new COVID-19 cases this week. What has changed is that we may now have reached a peak, and the rate of positive cases could start falling soon. But this will only happen through our continued caution and a commitment to aggressive mitigation policies. When the transition to return to campus begins, we will be following the best practices from other sectors and regions, and we will also follow the direct lead of our provincial government. What the Premier has recently outlined is not a plan with any specific dates for reopening, so we do not know when our process will begin. However, what the Premier did lay out is a roadmap for reopening, and this framework includes 3 stages. This first stage will get underway following a 2 to 4 week decrease in the number of new COVID-19 cases. Select workplaces that have met current public health guidelines will be considered for reopening. Essential gatherings of a limited number of people will be allowed, and some additional outdoor spaces will reopen. Stage 2 will see more workplaces allowed to open, including some service industries, as well as retail and office spaces. Then in the third stage, all Ontario workplaces will be responsibly reopened, and restrictions on public gatherings will be relaxed further. However, large gatherings, including concerts and sporting events, will continue to be restricted for the foreseeable future. But all of this depends on several important considerations, which include containment of the virus, the capacity of the health system to handle any surge in cases, the ability to quickly trace any new COVID cases involving individuals who have had recent contact with someone who is infected, and a tracking capacity to quickly detect new outbreaks. For the University of Windsor, we intend to also explore a centralized, phased-in approach for the resumption of activities on campus that will follow these provincial objectives. Departments and units across the university will not be required to develop plans on their own or take it upon themselves to do so, but rather be provided clear support and direction as we begin to resume on-campus activities. First and foremost, our priority will be to continue to support the health and safety of our students, staff, and faculty. Everyone, of course, wants to know when the process of resuming activities at the university will start. We just don't know for certain. Depending on the lead of the province, our transition could begin over the next few weeks, but it could be longer. This restart or reset could include on-campus operations and the reestablishment of our research both on campus and off campus. But as everyone is becoming aware, there will indeed be a new reality when we return. Some are calling it the new normal, but it will be different, at least for the next several months. We also recognize that many of our community members will be faced with anxiety and even a degree of fear for their safety as we return to campus. And we will do everything we can to mitigate the concerns and issues that arise. There are many considerations: how we support the safety of our entire campus, how we control flow of people, what safeguards we introduce, how we return to classroom instruction, how we plan future events, how we reintroduce spectator sports, and of course, the return of faculty and staff to their usual workplaces. As we move forward, we have appointed Jenny Atkins, Executive Director, Continuing Education, to provide leadership on many of the issues around the resumption of activities on campus. The The university's Pandemic Planning Committee will also continue to play a significant role, as will the executive leadership team, the deans, other senior administrators and supervisors across the university. As part of this process, we will also frequently engage with all of our unions across the university. We will be doing everything possible to provide clear and concise information and updates to the campus community over the coming weeks. One thing is certain, we are now facing an important moment in the fight against COVID-19 and a move to the resumption of our everyday lives. And we, the University of Windsor, play an important role in Ontario's recovery as well. Once again, thanks to our essential workers who have continued to come to campus daily, as well as those who have been and continue to work remotely from home. We have successfully reached this point and can start looking forward to a still challenging but more recognizable future. Thank you to everyone.